You're listening to the Hustled Up podcast. I'm Laura Natoli.
And I'm Holly Silva, and we are best friends since birth turned multi-passionate entrepreneurs and co-owners of Chores and More, a successful service-based business where everybody is treated like a best friend.
Welcome to our show where tactical business education meets fun and real conversations about this wild journey called life.
Get ready to be inspired. Grab your headphones, turn up the volume, and let's hustle up.
Hello, friends, family, followers, and listeners. Whoa, that was like so smooth. Welcome back to it. All right. Welcome back to another episode of Hustled Up. We are your boss lady bitch hosts. My name is Holly.
And my name is Laura.
And we are coming at you with a short, sweet, and simple episode today, but we just thought it would be a good time to do it because we haven't done it yet. So why not? We have been in business for almost 7 years. Whoa, that's a long time.
Wow.
Almost 7 years.
Lucky number 7.
Yeah. And for the first 5 or 6 of those, we ran them without software, at all, anything.
We're rock stars for doing that. I don't know how we did that.
We were pen and paper girlies, and now, as much as I love pen and paper, as you can see, I use a full focus planner thanks to Kathy Merchant. We need software. You need technology in your life. So if you are a service-based business owner, I've got a little treat. Well, we've got a little treat for you. We're going to tell you our top 3 favorite software companies that we use to run our business. But before I spill that tea and give you all these great ideas, I do want to remind you to pause this video, leave us a little love letter wherever you are listening, 5 stars on Spotify, Apple Podcasts with a little review. If you're on YouTube, a little thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We appreciate that. Leave comments. Spotify allows commenting now. YouTube allows commenting, obviously. And those go a long way. And it's a simple, easy, free way to support your favorite podcasters who are spitting honestly information that you should be paying for, because the education is that good sometimes, or most of the time. So you definitely want to go do that for us, because we are ready to just come at you with some good ish in the new year, especially. So anyway, go do that. We'll wait for you. And in the meantime, we will cut to a commercial and we'll be right back.
Are you tired of spending your entire weekend cleaning when you could be going out to brunch with your girls?
First of all, I love brunch. And second of all, yes, there are so many things I could be doing instead of cleaning my house on the weekend.
Oh yeah, like playing video games.
Or watching a movie with the kids.
Going on a date with your significant other.
Taking your dog to the dog park.
Going to the movies.
Solving world hunger.
Yes! Exactly. So this is why it is such a good idea to call up Chores and More for your deep and recurring cleaning needs.
And do you want to know something really, really cool?
What?
If anybody mentions Hustled Up when they call to book, they can receive up to $100 off their deep cleaning.
Up to $100 off. What are you doing still sitting there? Pick up the phone now, mention our podcast, and never have to spend your weekends cleaning again.
Simply go to choresandmorellc.com. You can fill out a request quote form there, or give us a call, send us a text, 631-397-0177. It is time to get back to doing the things you love. Let us take care of the cleaning. We are back. And like I said, this is for not only cleaning company owners, believe it or not. What we are about to serve you today is software that any service-based industry business owner can use. Yes, I wanted to make sure I worded that right. So if you are in the service industry, whether you have employees or not, whether you have employees or not, each of these 3 software
companies,
software things, yes, is going to help you tremendously. Don't be like us. Don't just do paper and pen. Please.
I don't know how we did it.
I don't know how we got to where, granted, we've grown so much more since investing, and these are paid software things. Why do I keep calling it things? This is paid software. There you go. This is paid software. I think that there are free versions of a lot of these and stuff like that, but we're going to recommend some paid things. So the first one, we're going to keep it short and sweet. You guys already probably know about this, is Canva. And this is, I used to be a naysayer with Canva, and I think it was because, number one, it wasn't as user-friendly. And number 2, it didn't have AI attached to it. And now with AI and you just click a button and it edits so much, it's definitely gotten so much easier.
Oh
So
yeah,
Canva,
even I can do it.
yeah,
And like
yeah,
I am not like good with technology, good with softwares or anything.
yep.
I was so intimidated by Canva, and Holly was like, "Sit down, I'm going to show you." And she showed me the ins and outs of Canva in literally like 5 minutes, and now I love it. Like I love it. It's so much fun. It's not just easy and user friendly, it is so fun.
It is fun. It really is. We use it
Mhm.
for Hustled Up. We use it for our post announcements that you see on Instagram and on Facebook. We also use it for like our Reels covers on social media. We use it for all of our social media posts, honestly. We also use it for flyers. Like you can use it for printing materials. You can use it for like carousels on Instagram. We use it all the time for that. And with the help of its integrated AI, you can create hundreds of posts in literally seconds. In literally seconds. I would love to do like
I
an
was just
episode on
about to say
that, but
that.
like
Do an
with
episode where you share your screen and show
it's
them.
hard. Yeah, it's hard. It wouldn't be a listener like an audio friendly episode, but we can definitely do something cool like that. But you can. There are so many new things you can do with Canva. Now, granted, there is a free version of Canva, or there is a paid version. I think it's like $100 and something a year. Like it's really not expensive at all, and which is surprising. And it's worth every single penny. It is worth every single penny. Um, so I would only recommend the paid version because the paid version also comes with templates. It allows you to add multiple users, and there's just a ton of other benefits. But I think also just having more like templates to use and just edit to reflect your brand, your brand's colors and whatever, and your brand's messaging. Like I think that's just great, and I love it. And I hardly ever create a Canva graphic from scratch. Usually I am pulling from templates, editing them, and then pushing them out. So I do recommend the paid version. But Canva is essentially like a graphic making software. You can upload photos to it. Plus, Canva also has royalty free graphics and photos within the platform for you to use. So now you don't have to go to Shutterstock and buy images. You don't have to go I don't know, wherever else they sell graphics. You don't have to go to Etsy to buy graphics. Like everything is within there if you pay for the pro version. So I just can't recommend Canva enough. And if you aren't on the Canva wagon, oh, and another great thing about Canva is that you can use it from your phone. Like you can download the Canva app and create graphics right from your phone, or you can do it the way I do it, which is on a PC because I just find it easier to navigate with the mouse and keyboard. But you can do it both ways. Or you can do what I do where I will create the graphic on the PC, download it right to my phone, cuz like once you create it on the PC, it's in your app. There's no like having to like transfer anything over. Like it's just there. Then I can download it to my phone and throw it up on Instagram or whatever I want to do.
Yeah, you can also use it for playbooks. If you're a service-based business, you probably know what playbooks are. So you can use it for playbooks. We've done that. We plan to make so many more playbooks on Canva. And this is not business related, but a little fun thing you could do with Canva is I've actually used it for craft projects. So because we have the paid version, I've actually made SVGs by removing the background on images. So I go on Google, I get an image, I'm able to remove the background right on Canva, save it to my phone, and then I can use it for making t-shirts, for making bags. So if you are a crafter, just a fun little non-business tip there, you can use it for fun stuff as well.
Yeah. Some
It's
things
huge.
I love it. Some things I've also used it for, which honestly, this is also business related, but it's more of a personal passion project of mine is I've been trying to like fix my brand on the internet. You guys already know this. I have like 500 different usernames. I'm a mess, but my branding is fantastic. I created a LinkedIn banner, a banner for my Amazon storefront, a banner, and they all match. A banner for my LinkedIn, Amazon storefront, Facebook, Twitter, I think. Pretty sure I have a Twitter one. A banner for my oh my god. I don't remember what it's called. It's like a document about you as a content creator. Like how many
Wow.
views you get. It's like a portfolio of you as a content creator. I can't remember what it's called. Is it called a portfolio? I don't know.
That's
I'm
cool.
brain
I've never
farting.
even heard of that. That's so
Yeah. Yeah. So when you want to work with brands, sometimes they'll ask you for this because they want to know your stats. They want to know who your audience is, who is seeing your videos, how many people are seeing your videos. So everything of mine matches, and it's all through Canva. And what's cool is that you can resize any document that you're working on. So I started with one of the banners, maybe let's say LinkedIn. I can't remember which one I started with. And then you resize it to a different size, maybe the YouTube size, because they have preset sizes for all the different social media platforms. And then there's a little button that says copy and resize. So then all of a sudden you have the same exact stuff on a newly sized thing that's equipped for YouTube. And then maybe you change a couple things to say like YouTube channel or whatever. And you just, edit it a little bit. But now your branding is the same across all platforms. So that's something really cool that I enjoy using Canva for. And y'all know I'm a branding nerd. So this is very
or nerd.
A queen. A branding queen.
Yeah, the branding queen.
So if you're like if you're a content creator, if you're a service-based business owner, if you run an animal rescue, everybody needs Canva in their lives. And if you don't have Canva, I don't know what the heck you are waiting for. So that is number one in terms of software. Cheap, incredible. So
worth
good.
the money, worth every penny. You want to talk about getting value for your money? Like the cost versus how much you get with the paid version is out of this world. It's so worth it. It's worth every penny.
I can't believe we waited as long as we did to get it. I think we bought it last year.
Very recently, yeah.
Or maybe
you
earlier
didn't like
this
Canva
year.
for a while. You were like, no, I don't like Canva. And then you revisited it. I still remember you revisited it one day and you were like, everything I thought was a lie. This is amazing. And then you were hooked. And then you taught me and I was hooked.
Yeah. Because I tried it back in 2016 or I think 2016, like a really long time ago. And I didn't like it back then. I don't know. I don't even know if I worked for another company at that time. So I don't even know if she had the paid version. I don't know, if I was trying to use the free version, but obviously it also probably just didn't have all of the offerings that it has now. So I didn't like it. And I was anti-Canva for way too long. And I'm like, I cannot believe I waited this long. I'm so mad at myself.
Yeah. I remember I tried to use it a while ago, years ago, to make myself a Sweat and Swagger flyer for a class. And she had sent us all the template and I tried doing it from my phone and I was like, nope, I can't figure this out. I could not figure it out from the phone. I don't know. Yeah. This was also years ago. So I would say if you're starting out, definitely go on a laptop or a PC. Definitely start from a desktop version first, just because I think it is easier to navigate before diving right into using it as an app. I just think it's easier.
Yeah. And start with templates. Don't try to create things from scratch. It gets really complex. There's so much in there that it gets a little overwhelming because there's so much in there. So you want to start simple and then you can start playing around with all the different options. So yeah, highly recommend Canva if you have a business. Honestly, whether it's service-based or not, Canva is a major need. The second thing you are going to need, and this is probably even more important, and don't wait, is you need a CRM. What is that? That's a client relationship or relations manager. And this is basically a interface that will hold all of your clients, their information, their visits. It's going to help you with your scheduling. So this is really you can use it as a cleaning service, as a landscaping service, as a photographer. Now, granted, photographers will use different ones than what we are going to recommend today. They would use something like Honeybook or something like that. But they exist for almost every single service-based industry. Oh my God, I can't think of the one for the salons. It begins with a V. Can you remember it? I can't. It's something. It's
Vaccaro.
Vagaro, right?
Yeah. I think.
Vagaro?
I could have made that up though. I'm not sure.
No, yeah. Either way, that's what salons use. So there are different CRMs for every industry is what I'm trying to say. But the one that I am going to recommend today is Jobber, because that is what we use. Jobber is not geared only towards cleaning industries. It's geared towards all home-based service industries. So landscapers are using it, contractors are using it, organizers are using it. Cleaning services are using it. So it is definitely geared towards these kinds of things where we travel to you kind of thing. And it's great. I love it. It's relatively cheap. We have like there are different tiers to Jobber, so which is great because it is budget friendly. They have a lot of different options. We have the highest one, which is 200 and something a month. I can't give you the exact
Yeah, I
number.
think it's like 249 or something like that, I think.
I should have researched it.
Affordable.
Yeah.
And that's with the highest one, which we started right at the highest one. I mean, we did, I remember a consultation with one of their customer service reps, and he was amazing. And he did go through the cheapest option, the middle option, and the biggest option, and was very forthcoming with what we would need. But we have always been hungry for growth. So we were like, nope, start us with the biggest package right away. But if it's just you and you don't even have any employees, you can still use Jobber and get the lowest one.
Exactly. And I just feel like I love that there are different budget friendly options. So as you did say, yes, if you're like a smaller business, start with one of the lower packages. But if budget allows, just go all in. Just go all in and do it. We have about 133-ish recurring clients, and it is serving us super well. But I do know a couple of $1 million cleaning company owners who have like, 300-ish clients and end up who are using Jobber, and it works fine. You will hear other cleaning company owners recommend ZenMaid, Service Autopilot. Maid Central is a big one, but in my opinion, Maid Central is a little too much. It's a little too over the top. I haven't taken a demo with them, but I've had friends show me Maid Central, and it just seems like a headache that I don't want to get into, but it does have great features. But on the other sense, it's also very expensive. It's not super cost friendly. I don't know much about Customer Factor or ZenMaid or Service Autopilot, but there are other ones to look into. We use Jobber. We love Jobber. A couple of things that we love about Jobber are that there's a lot of goodness there, but the paid version, or at least our version, I'm going to tell you everything that comes in our version because I'm not 100% sure what the differences are between the versions. I just don't remember. But
I think it's the number of employees you have. I'm pretty sure that's the main difference is the number of users you can have. Like if you're going to buy the lowest package, I think it's just for you. Mid package is like a few employees, but if you're going to have 30 plus employees, you want to get the biggest version. I'm pretty sure that was the main difference. I don't know if it's a matter of the features. They also could have changed it.
Yeah, I think that automation, like the automated texting and the two-way texting is not on the
you're right.
lower ones.
The two-way texting for sure is not on the other one. So there are definitely features too that are different.
So some of the things that we love about our paid version and the one that we use is that, as we said, there is two-way texting. So this is great because we do have our phone number, which we're going to talk a little bit about that in a second. This version of Jobber gives you your own phone number, and my phone was vibrating. So sorry, guys. And what they do is those messages, like sorry. Okay. Brain fart. Jobber gives you your own phone number. It is not the same phone number as your, like, whatever phone number you're using, whether you're using a personal cell phone or Google Voice or what we use, which we'll tell you about in a second. But they give you your own phone number. Now, with this phone number, which it's technically like our secondary phone number, we are able to send text messages to the clients, and we have access to all of those because all of the clients are in our CRM. They're in the database, which is so beautiful. And this also allows us to automate confirmation texts. So we do reminder texts. Like we don't say, oh, you have to confirm for us to go. We call them reminder texts, right? Because they're a reminder that we're coming. So whether they confirm or not, guess what? We're showing up. That's how we do. And we don't really have issues. Thank goodness. Our clients are just amazing. We love you forever. It also allows we actually do something really cool. We do confirmation emails 3 days before, which is a little stressful for me because as the scheduler, I have to make sure that the schedule is finalized 3 days out. But they get a confirmation text through email 3 days before, and then they get a confirmation through text 2 days before. This helps the customer avoid our late cancellation fees. And it also helps just them to remember that we're coming, which is also just great. And if they do need to cancel, then in most cases, they're canceling 3 days prior, and we can likely fill the schedule so that the tech isn't missing out on work. Because clients, if you are listening, when you cancel late, You are messing up our techs' paychecks and their schedules, period. That is why we charge late fees. This is why we charge cancellation fees. We gotta have an episode on that because I'm so like, and I know like crap happens, but
I'm writing that down.
It's just write it down, honey, because it really messes. The more notice we have, the better. So Jobber allows us to make sure that they have plenty of notice, which is awesome. So that's one thing we love about it. Another thing we love about it is that there are tags. So when you add a client into your Jobber system, you can tag them. And this is such an easy way to keep track of things. We know how many clients we service in Copeg. We know how many clients we service in Lindenhurst. We know how many clients we service in West Islip. We know how many of those clients are monthly. We know how many are biweekly. We know how many overall are recurring because we're able to tag them. We also use those tags to know who we've quoted, like what leads we've quoted, which ones we haven't reached out to yet, which ones are as needed, or we actually have a sale tag because they love when we contact them when we're running a last minute flash sale. So these tags are going to help you stay organized. And to go even further on this, Jobber has integrations with other software companies. So even though this isn't on my list, but it's not on my list, but I still, I use them and love them because they are integrated with Jobber. Jobber integrates with MailChimp. So I can easily go into MailChimp, create a campaign. I do it super quick. I'm like easy peasy with these. And I can send it to a certain tag, a certain Jobber tag. So if I want to send an email to all my recurring clients, then I can send them to all my Jobber clients that are tagged recurring. If I want to send something maybe just to my weekly clients because they just get a few more perks than other recurrings because they are weekly, I can send an email and tag it and send it to only the clients who are tagged weekly. If I want to send something about cleaning for a reason, or send something to my cleaning for a reason patient, like clients, just thanking them maybe or checking in to see how they're doing, I can send one to our clients who are tagged C4R, which is cleaning for a reason. So the integration there is just so fantastic. This integration also allows Laura and I to do something really cool, which I love so much. Every time a client is tagged recurring, they jump into a customer automated journey. And this is basically an email journey over the course of 2 years. This is how long I did it. 2 years. I designed this journey where when they are tagged recurring, they get emails for the first 4 weeks, then again at the month mark, then again at 3 months, then again at 6 months, then again at 9 months, I think. Or I think only the weekly and bi-weekly clients get the 6-month one, and then they get one at the end of a whole year, and then they get one at the end of the second year, which is like, I don't even remember what it is. It's an insane deal because they've been with us for 2 years and we love them. I think it's like half off one of their recurring cleanings or something. So when they are untagged recurring, they leave the journey. They're funneled out of the journey. I set it up that way so that they're funneled out. But if they're recurring, then they get all of these really cool email automations to help us keep our attrition a little bit lower. Plus, they're getting all these perks. They're getting all these thank you messages. They're learning a little bit more about our company. It helps create loyalty to our brand. And because Jobber automates with MailChimp, I'm able to do that just by tagging them recurring. I don't have to do anything else. It's amazing.
Yeah, you did all that work up front. And now I forgot that we did that until you said that. I was like, yeah, we do that. That's nice.
We do.
That's good.
We do.
That's good shit. We do.
Yeah, it's very good. It's very good. So, and then Laura could probably talk a little bit about how she loves quoting through Jobber.
Oh, you took the words right out of my mouth because I was a naysayer on this too. Holly and I just started recently, the last few months, started quoting through Jobber. So what does that mean? That means we're actually sending out the quote to the incoming leads through the Jobber software. The way we used to do it is we used to have to type up, we used to have to go into the template and customize it, put in all the client information, put in all the prices, blah, 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 blah. Then draft up an email, attach all the PDFs. It was a nightmare. It took so long. It took so much of my time. Then we finally decided to move with the cheese and try quoting through Jobber, which again, I was naysaying because I'm human and I don't like change, just like most humans. But once we did this, it increased my productivity when it comes to sending out quotes tenfold because it is just so easy. And now we even took it a step further because just like Holly said, I am also a paper and pen type of girly. I literally also have my pen and paper here. I have all my little markers, but I'm trying to move with the cheese. So not only do we quote through Jobber, but we also updated our lead sheet to Jobber. So once I make that client file, once I put in the client's information, their name, their phone number, their email, all that information, I also fill out all of their house information and all their quote information right on their file as well. This way, when I'm done, I get off the sales call, I'm ready to send them their quote. I don't have to input all that information a second time. So if you're using pen and paper, which is still a good option, you have to jot it all down. Then you have to put it all into your system and type it all up again. This way, I'm just doing it on the initial phone call. So once that client file is created, it's right there. I can just draft up the quote in 2 seconds. Super customizable. I'm able to add different line items if somebody wants to inquire about carpet shampooing, upholstery shampooing, window washing services, recurring services. It is so customizable that you are able to customize it to each client, but it's going to save you so much time. And then the other beautiful thing, which I'm getting crazy now, it's so cool. Not only are you able to send them their quote through Jobber, they're able to go ahead and approve the quote right in Jobber themselves. So I don't even have to be involved in that process. They're able to go in. We also get notified when they viewed their quote. So when somebody views their quote, Holly and I are like, oh my goodness. It notifies you when they've approved their quote. So it's just like, cha-ching, they approved their quote. They approved their quote. Oh my God. I'm getting crazy.
Getting passionate over there.
Getting very
Sales
passionate
queen.
about it.
Queen of sales.
Thank you. I just hit the microphone. For anybody who's not watching, I apologize. But yeah, it just does everything for you. The way that we have it programmed, it prompts them to take the steps once they've approved the quote. It prompts them to leave a credit card on file, sign the paperwork, signing off that they've read our terms of service and that they agree to everything. We're no longer hunting down paper signatures, which we were doing for so long. Oh my goodness. Holly can tell you it'd be the morning of an initial cleaning and I'd be like, oh my God, I didn't get so-and-so's paperwork. I forgot to get the credit card on file. It was a nightmare. Now it's all there done for us. And we're also able to, which has also been a game changer for our business, we're able to get 50% deposits. And whether or not you want to do 50%, 20%, the whole purchase, it'll prompt them to go ahead and do that too. So it's doing literally all the steps for you. And we are taken out of that process. So once they've approved the quote, I know for sure I have that credit card. I have the signed paperwork. I have the 50% deposit. And it just takes all of the manual steps out of it. And overall, that's what a CRM is. A CRM is there to make your life easier. I mean, I used to sit in my car after a day of work and sit there and type up confirmation text. Hi, so-and-so, just reminding you have a service tomorrow, manually. I didn't even know what a CRM was. I remember I went to a networking event and somebody said, Laura, what CRM do you use? And I said, well, what? What? I was like, oh, I don't know. You tell me first. What CRM do you use? And then I'm like Googling in the corner, what's a CRM? Because I don't want to look stupid. Like you just don't know what you don't know.
No, you don't.
So yeah, I mean, we could talk about Jobber for days, but I highly recommend it. I mean, maybe one day when we're like a $5 million business, we'll want to switch, but I really could see Jobber growing with us way past the $1 million mark. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Yeah. And they're always like leveling it up. Like they're always adding new features. They're trying to make it easier for us. They're great with taking feedback. So realistically, when we are a $5 million business, which we will be one day, I'm sure Jobber will be able to accommodate that volume. And I really don't have concerns about having to move. We don't have plans of moving. We're very happy with Jobber. So I don't think we'll be moving out of there anytime soon. I'm very happy with it, especially now that we use it for all that it is. We use it for the schedule. We use it for the client automations. We use it for the quoting, for collecting deposits, invoicing, like even after the cleaning. We have some of them set up for automatic payments. We don't require that of a client, but we have them set up for automatic payments. So when as soon as the tech is like, because the tech uses Jobber on their phone, and that's how they get their work orders for the day, which is another, like, it's just everything. Like, we didn't even talk about that. So they download Jobber on their phone, and that's how they, like, it literally, you can hit a button and it brings up Google Maps or Safari Maps or whatever and takes them to the location. It gives them all of the notes about the client, because Laura and I are super detailed with our note taking. Not only do we take notes about the job itself, but we take notes about the client, about their new puppies and their babies and their engagements and all that stuff, because we just really want to connect with them on a crazy level, and we want the text to be able to do that too. And then taking notes about the job, the home, all this ensures consistency across the board in case we ever need to send a new tech to the house. We can ensure that the house is getting cleaned the same exact way every time. So there's that. And then wait, I went on a tangent. What was I talking about right before that? Oh, invoicing, right. So when they hit complete visit, right, so they start their timer, and this is how we keep track of how they work so that we can make sure we are compliant with, like, work laws, right? They hit complete visit, and guess what? The client's card gets charged if they're enrolled in autopay. Like, I don't have to create an invoice. I don't have to send anything. I don't have to hunt down payments. And honestly, I really never have to hunt down payments anymore, because the cards are always saved to on file. Like, that's a newer thing that we've done, because back when we never required that, I was hunting down payments like crazy, and I hated it. It drove me nuts. It drove me nuts. So now there's just like a peace of mind having the deposit, having the card on file, having them enrolled in autopay, or at least knowing, like, our policy is that if we send an invoice, like if they opt to receive an invoice, if they don't pay that invoice within 48 hours, it's getting charged. We need our cash flow to be strong and healthy. I cannot wait weeks and months to get a payment. So having a CRM in place is going to help you protect your business. It's going to help you protect your cash flow and protect your finances. So there's really no reason not to use one. And if you haven't used one yet, definitely look into Jobber, because we happily endorse Jobber and love it.
Yeah. And we've also gotten great endorsements from our employees too. I can't tell you how many times during onboarding, that's when we have them download the Jobber app to their phone. It is 100% free to them to use. And they're amazed. They're like, wait a minute, I'm going to see my schedule ahead of time. They're like, oh my goodness. And with how thorough we are with the notes, they love it, because they feel prepared going into the day, knowing where they're going, the distance, the client information, the house information. They love it. I mean, when we used to, go clean ourselves back in the day, we didn't always have all that information. Or even when we started, they didn't have that much information. We used to send them out with a sheet of paper with address and maybe a few notes about the house. But now they feel good knowing, okay, I know exactly where to find the paper towels, how to get into the house. Is there anything about the house I need to know, or anything about the client? They feel very prepared. So it's not only going to make your life easier, it's going to make your employees' life easier. And some of those features is also going to make your client's life easier, because that auto pay feature, while it's great for your cash flow, it's also great for the clients. You can use it as a selling point, because let's be real, they're not going to want to run to the bank and go take out cash. They're not going to want to remember to draft up a check for the right amount. So you can use it as a selling feature. Oh, we could enroll you in auto pay. The card gets charged right after the technician is done. So easy peasy. One less thing for you to think about. Boom. So it's great for them too. Yeah, love it. If you have any questions about Jobber, let us know. We could even probably get you a referral discount code to sign up with them. So if you are a service-based business, definitely reach out to us. We even had a client reach out the other day who owns, I think, a tree trimming business. And he was like, "Ooh, tell me more about this Jobber. It seems really good." And I was like, "Oh, it will. It is. I will tell you about it all day, every day."
If we get a link, I'm not sure if there's just like a link. I don't know how it works, but if I can get a referral link, I will put it in the description below and in the show notes on our website.
Great idea. Great idea.
And you get some kind of perks, and we get some kind of perks. I don't know what the perks are. I don't fully remember, but we all get perked. So it's good.
Love perks.
And then to wrap this up, the last thing, which we will make this quick since we've already been on here a while, is OpenPhone. This is a VoIP. I don't remember what that stands for, but basically it is a phone service that you use so that you don't have to use your personal cell phone. Whether you are using whether you are like a full business, or if you're just you yourself do all of the phone calls, I would recommend using your personal phone number. I just think it's important to keep things separate. For a really long time, we used the free version of Google Voice, The reason why I don't fully recommend the free version of Google Voice is because when when a call was incoming to your phone, you did not know if it was a Google Voice number or if it was, or I'm sorry, a number calling your Google Voice number, or if it was a number calling you personally. So we never knew what was a business call and what wasn't. So it was a little bit stressful for us in that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't fully recommend Google Voice, but it is free. And I don't know if there are other free options out there. So if you are just starting out, it is an option. Google Voice has its own app as well. So when you need to send a text to a client, it all stays within that app. So your texts are not going in with your personal phone texts. It's staying in your Google Voice app, which is kind of nice. So it's just the phone call part that I don't super love, but everything else is pretty good. It holds a lot there. Like we used it for many, many years. We actually just switched to ours, which is OpenPhone, earlier this year. So for the first 6 years of business, we were using Google Voice, and that was with we started the year at 90 clients ish, I think. So up until that point, we were using Google Voice, and it was pretty all right. So it's an option. Well, we use OpenPhone, and it's hard for me to fully endorse OpenPhone because I'm still fairly new to it, and there were periods of time where OpenPhone conked out on us. Mm-hmm. But overall, the phone quality is good. There are a few things I would like OpenPhone to fix, like it shows calls and texts all in one thread. And I think now they filtered it so that you can show your phone calls separate from your texts, but the text and phone calls still show up on the main interface of OpenPhone. So the organization is not fully there for me, but the price is reasonable. I don't even remember what we pay for OpenPhone. Do you remember?
I don't remember, but it was very affordable. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head.
Yeah. Now, there are a few things that we love about OpenPhone. We were able to transfer our phone number from Google Voice to OpenPhone, and it did take a few days, and it was very stressful not having a phone number for a few days.
Stressful period of my life. Oh my God.
I never want to do that again. So when you're starting out your business, just start with whatever you're going to use forever, because transferring a phone number is the most stressful thing in the history of ever. But you can do that. So we transferred our phone number from Google Voice to OpenPhone, and overall it was pretty seamless. It wasn't, anything crazy. We did have to fill out some paperwork. There is a lot of paperwork involved with setting up a phone service. But I did love that. Another thing I really, really love is that if you are working in an office with more than one person, so for example, it's me and Laura right now, I can see when she's typing to a client or when she's on the phone with a client, which I love. So I can see if she answered, I can see how long she was on the call for. If a client text message, and this was a major problem for us. If a client text message came in when we were on Google Voice, we would both write back because we're just both so we got to get back to them. And then they would get double texted, and it kind of made us look dumb. So now I can see, if I open up the text message, I'll see Laura's little face there, and it'll say Laura is typing. And I'll be like, oh, Laura's typing a message. I don't have to worry about I'm not going to send a text because now we're not going to double text. And I don't think we've double texted at all since starting OpenPhone, which is kind of nice.
Once. And it was a big problem for us. And we were trying to troubleshoot. A message would come in and we would have to text each other. Oh, I got this one. Or, oh, are you going to take care of this? And it was just such an extra step that was not necessary when you're busy.
Yeah. And back then it was even harder because we were also still cleaning. And so we weren't always together. So we couldn't ask, now we're in the office together all day. So I could just be like, hey, you got it. But now, back then it was really, really tough, but it's even better to just see it, to see that she's typing. And then something else that's really cool is that because we each have our own account in the OpenPhone, in our main business account, I guess, is that we can, what are they called? Internal, we can share internal messages. So
comments on an internal thread.
Yes, you can comment and start an internal thread. So for example, I do this all the time. We'll get a phone call, I'll take it, and usually it's some kind of spam like someone trying to sell us something or something. So I'll hang up the phone, and so that Laura doesn't have to worry about whether that was a lead or an interviewee or whatever, I'll share a little internal comment and I'll just write spam. So then Laura knows, okay, I'm not going to call this number back. I'm not going to worry about following up with this person. It's not a lead. It's not an interviewee. I know exactly what it is. So it's really helpful for that as well. If you have VAs working for you, which we don't yet, but if you have VAs, you can use this internal thread commenting you can literally tag somebody in those threads, I believe, as well, like one of the workers, and say, Holly or Laura, can you take care of this for me? Maybe it's someone looking to change their day. Maybe it's someone who texted who wants to skip a week. And you could tag the person who would normally take care of that and be like, hey, so-and-so, can you just make a note that this person is skipping in Jobber? And then they'll go do it. They'll get the notification that happened. They'll go do it. So it's great for communicating with people in the office and with VAs and people who have access to your OpenPhone account.
Yeah. It's also great in terms of, because this is another thing that Google Voice did not allow, you can take more than one phone call at once. I don't know if you could take 3 at once. You probably can, but that was another big problem we had as we grew. We would miss calls because if one of us was on the Google Voice line, we couldn't answer another incoming call. Now, if I'm on the phone rings, Holly can take it. Holly can also transfer calls to me. So say she takes a call because I'm busy doing something, but it's a sales call. She can say, okay, no problem. I'm going to transfer you to Laura. She takes care of our sales, and she can send it directly to my cell phone, which is so helpful. It's just a huge feature. As you grow, you don't want a business line that can only take one call at a time, because I'm hoping as we grow, we will have 3, 4, 5 people call it at one time, and we want to be able to take all those calls. We do not want that phone to go to voicemail unless it's absolutely necessary. So that's another huge feature I love about OpenPhone.
Yeah. And something that is really cool about OpenPhone that we actually haven't started using yet is they allow for, what do they call, phone trees?
Yeah, phone tree.
Which basically you can set it up so that, but I think you need more lines, I believe is how that works. Like they would call the main line and then it transfers to other lines, I believe, right, Laura?
You could do that with 2 people. I was playing around with it when we first got it. So we could just do it with us, because say we have 3 lines, like say we have scheduling, customer service, and sales. I can make the scheduling go to you, but I can make customer service and sales go to me. So you can do it with 2 people, but it's really not helpful at this point with only 2 people in the office. I think it just overcomplicates things, and you don't want to make somebody wait on hold unless you have to. But a link tree would be really good if you were in a huge office. Like say you have only one person in charge of sales, one person customer service, one person current clients, one person takes care of new clients. You can direct it to go to the different salespeople in your office. And this is great because this is just going to keep that phone, flowing. You don't want people answering phone calls that's not necessary for them. So the phone tree is something I think we'll definitely use maybe as we get more VAs, something we will definitely use in the future.
Yeah, I think so too. And I feel like we didn't fully explain what it is if you don't know. It's when someone calls and it'll say, thank you for calling Tourism, or for customer service, press 1, for sales, press 2. But yeah, we don't really want to have people waiting for longer than they need to. So we don't have it yet. But it's a feature that we can use as we grow. So it's a pretty cool system that we can grow with. And I hope OpenPhone will eventually have more features. I do think they could do a little bit better with things. But I will say, I know that Google Voice does have a business option. So you can use Google Voice for Business, which is what I really wanted to do. I'm not quite sure why we did OpenPhone. It came at the recommendation of another business owner. So this is where we jumped instead of Google Voice for Business. But that's another one you can look into, and it integrates with your workspace account, your Google Workspace account, if you use that, which we also use. Oh my God, that would have been another good one to have on our song. We'll do a part 2. Anyway, so they have that. I think there's also Lawn Phone. There's one called
Ring Central is another one, but Ring Central limits your texting. We thought about Ring Central. Another colleague uses it and they love it. But for us, our clients, they love texting. So we did not want to get something that limits your texting, because we would have been paying astronomical fees for going over our text limit.
Yeah, we're in New York. We're busy here. We don't have time for phone calls. New Yorkers
don't want to do phone calls. You don't know how many people
New
are
York.
like...
They just want a text message. They don't want all these calls.
I want to call.
So
Another thing real quick that we did not mention is, which again, we're not using at this point. I think we definitely will down the line, especially for training protocols, but it also lets you record all your calls. And this is great when you're training somebody or when you do have VAs, or even for myself, I definitely want to do this where I record my own calls just so that I can listen back and see, hey, is there anything that I missed, just to keep myself accountable on a sales call? Did I forget to answer a question? Did I forget to take a note down? But in particular, this is going to be helpful if you're training, say, a VA, where you're not there when they're calling people. I know a lot of people use this feature to listen back to, the sales calls that others do. You could use it for training. I did this one time. I sat down with a colleague and I helped her VA. I helped train her VA on sales. I was able to listen to her phone calls, her sales calls in real time, and give her real-time feedback on how it went, maybe something she could have done a little different. So we will definitely be using that training feature when it's time to train other people on sales, or even just to check into random phone calls. Hey, how is your customer service rep doing? Are they nice? Are they friendly? You can really use it to just sneak up on anybody on your team and see how they're doing.
To inspect what you expect.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Look at Laura's like,
I'm like, I can't wait to spy on people. Like a little gremlin.
Yeah. So that's the last thing that we recommend. Is definitely just having a phone service. I think using your personal cell phone is not super professional. And also, like, it's not even that. But you don't want to be mixing business with pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
It's not good. It's going to help you achieve work-life balance as well. Like, oh, that's another thing about OpenPhone, super quick, is it allows you to set business hours. So our phone doesn't ring after 5. So that's awesome. So there are features to all of these phone systems that allow you to achieve work-life balance and to keep, work and home separate. So I just highly recommend that. I don't recommend doing it on a cell phone. We never did that. We started from day one with Google Voice. I made a Google Voice account before we even had the business, I'm pretty sure, because I was like, we're going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So I highly recommend that. So to recap, the 3 things that we recommend that you get when you're starting your business, or if you just have a business and you don't already use them, is Canva for marketing, branding, graphic design, flyers, printing, materials, all that good stuff, playbooks, training materials for your staff, things like that. We also recommend a CRM. In our case, we endorse Jobber. We love it. We're very happy with Jobber. So we highly recommend Jobber. And the third is a phone system we recommend. Well, we use and we recommend it. We recommend OpenPhone. It's definitely a good option, but definitely do your research before you jump into any CRM or any phone system. Do your research, because every business has different needs and there are different CRMs for every industry, for every business, for every size business. Depending on your needs, something may work better than something else. So do your research. Don't just jump into anything. But with Canva is top tier. Canva is king. Canva is king.
Jump into Canva.
You don't need to do research about Canva. No. Canva's great. So those are what we recommend. If you're in the service-based industry, I hope you took some notes about all of this. This was meant to be a quick episode, and somehow we've been talking for like 40 minutes. I don't know how it happened.
Because we get very passionate about things, then we can't stop.
We do. So if you want to see, yeah, it does. If you want to see how we use Canva to make cute graphics, you can follow us on social media. I'm going to drop these super quick. You can follow us on Instagram at hustle.podcast. You can follow us on our business page to see what cute graphics we are creating for our business at Chores and More on Instagram and TikTok. And we are also on Facebook as well. We create a lot of really fun stuff there. My personal accounts are below. Laura's are also listed below, but she's at Laura Anatoli on everything, so you can check her out. And I don't have anything else. So go do some research, go get some software, get away from pen and paper, unless, you're using a full focus planner like me, that's perfectly fine. But other than that, get some software. And before I hop off, I almost forgot a quick little announcement. Laura and I are taking a hiatus. It's just needed and it's planned this time, which is so exciting. It's not because we're overwhelmed and stressed and busy, but it is because we want to take a hiatus for the holidays. So this is November 12th is when you're listening to this. Next week, November 19th, will be our last episode until the new year. So you'll have one episode coming at you next week, and then we are going to take some time off, and we will be back with season 4 of Hustled Up, which may be bigger and better. I don't know. Maybe we'll get some new supplies, some new mics, some new headphones. Maybe you'll see Laura with some cat ears on her head. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we will be back with that on January 6th. We will be definitely hunting down some new guests for 2025. And we are super excited to just continue leveling up this podcast and just being amazing. So, but we wanted to let you guys know that now. And yeah, I have nothing else. So go kick some butt and we'll see you guys next week.